Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and the sun just doesn't show up. No sunrise, no light, just complete darkness across the entire planet. Sounds like the start of an apocalypse movie, right? But here's the twist. This blackout only lasts 24 hours. What would actually happen to Earth and to us? Okay, let's set the scene. Normally, if the sun truly vanished forever, Earth would turn into a frozen rock within weeks. But in our scenario, it's just one day, one full rotation of Earth with no sunlight at all. So would we even survive? Or would things get terrifyingly weird? First, let's talk about the obvious. The sky. If the sun suddenly went dark, daytime would look like the deepest night you've ever seen. Stars would pop out even at noon. The Milky Way would stretch across the sky. And cities would light up way more than usual because we'd all be turning on everything. Lamps, headlights, even those weird motion sensor lights in your neighbor's yard. Basically, Earth would look like a giant disco ball from space. But here's something wild. We'd still feel the sun's warmth for a little while. Earth doesn't lose heat instantly. In fact, the average temperature would only drop by a few degrees during those 24 hours. So no, we wouldn't all freeze to death overnight. You'd probably just need a hoodie instead of a t-shirt. Now let's think about animals. Nature runs on sunlight. Birds use it to wake up. Plants use it for photosynthesis. And even humans rely on it to keep their body clocks ticking. Without the sun, animals would get super confused. Chickens wouldn't know when to crow. Flowers that open in the morning would stay closed. And humans? Our brains would be screaming, "Why am I still awake at 3 p.m.?" Basically, the whole planet would be jet-lagged at the same time. But what about power? With no sunlight, solar energy would stop completely. Countries that rely heavily on solar power would have to switch to backup systems. That's not catastrophic for just one day, but it would cause chaos in places already struggling with electricity demand. Imagine millions of people charging phones, turning on heaters, and cooking dinner, all while the power grid takes a massive hit. And here's where it gets funny. Social media. You can bet TikTok and YouTube would explode with conspiracy theories. Aliens stole the sun. NASA turned off the sky. The world is ending. Better post one last dance video. People would panic, stock up on canned beans, and then feel really awkward the next morning when the sun comes back like nothing happened. But wait, there's a bigger issue. Plants. Without sunlight, photosynthesis shuts down. That means no food production for a whole day. Again, not a crisis on its own. But if this happened often, crops would fail, ecosystems would collapse, and suddenly that hoodie you wore yesterday won't matter because there'd be no food left to eat. Luckily, in our case, 24 hours is short enough that plants would just shrug it off. Think of it as the Earth pulling an all-nighter. Here's the most shocking part, though. We wouldn't just see darkness, we'd also lose something invisible. The sun's radiation. Normally, our star blasts us with a constant stream of energy called the solar wind. Without it, Earth's magnetic field would briefly expand, and cosmic rays from deep space would hit us more directly. In just 24 hours, that probably wouldn't fry us, but it would be the best night sky show in history. Auroras could appear almost everywhere on Earth, painting the dark skies with green and purple waves. Imagine Times Square, Paris, or Los Angeles glowing with natural northern lights. So what's the big takeaway? If the sun disappeared for 24 hours, we'd be confused, a little colder, and probably very dramatic about it. But we'd survive. Animals would panic, plants would pause, and humans would prove once again that we can turn literally anything into a meme. When the sun finally reappeared the next morning, the world would collectively breathe a sigh of relief and maybe appreciate daylight a little more. So here's the real question. Would you spend those 24 hours outside staring at the most beautiful star-filled sky of your life? Or would you hide under a blanket with snacks, waiting for the sun to clock back in? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious. And hey, if you enjoyed this what-if thought experiment, give the video a like, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more sciencey fun. Because trust me, you don't want to miss what happens if we ask, what if Earth stopped spinning for just 1 second?